What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another GeekyCast podcast. We hope you guys watched our first video. That was the intro. Today, we're going to be going over from everything within Akira Toriyama to a bunch of trailers to leaks and a lot of rumors coming up. So with that being said, obviously, first off, I think we'll go off to rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. We're going to do a short little tribute, just pretty much what it means to each person. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Neo start. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Dragon Ball has been a huge part of my life. I can say that it's had a profound impact, and had I not had that show, I would not be the same person. And I've always admired the work and the mind and the creativity of Akira Toriyama. You know, I came into the world like many of us with Dragon Ball already at its peak, but if you really think about the creative mind of the individual who's able to create such an incredible universe, he had to be one of the best. And it's a shock. It's upsetting to the highest degree. He's one of my idols and someone who I've really looked up to. And it's just unbelievable. And I can't imagine what the family's going through because he's only 68 and he's young. And this is someone who's meant so much to us and the world and beyond anime. He's had just an everlasting impact, and he will forever be missed.
Did you see all the posts real quick of like everybody who drew for him? Like all the other writers, Naruto, Rurouni Kenshin, Bleach, Clover, Black Clover, everybody, Attack on Titan. Anyways, I don't want to time off. At the end of this part, I'll put some of the pictures. Lue, go ahead.
Oh man, it's gonna be hard not to get emotional. Oh, Akira and what he brought to my life could never be fully stated in one go. I grew up watching Dragon Ball with my brother and sister. Goku and all of the Kai members represented something to me in a time where I really needed it. Like Goku, his willingness to never give up, and even when he got knocked down, he always wanted to become better. And not to get too deep, but like in middle school, I would get bullied, right? You know, just because of who I was. I was a nerd, and like I would watch Dragon Ball and see Goku just stand up for himself, seeing Gohan being this little kid doing like what most little kids at his age would never do. Yeah, it's fiction, but Akira, like what he brought, really inspired me just to become a better person. Dragon Ball, I'm always going to hold near and dear for the rest of my life. Oh, it's hard not to get emotional, but rest in peace. I hope his family finds comfort knowing that his work will live on for the rest of his life. And for generations to come, Dragon Ball is always going to be here. And yeah, rest in peace, Akira. Thank you so much. And words will never, ever be enough to thank you.
Casey, you're up.
Yeah, so I personally wasn't a Dragon Ball kid growing up, mainly because I didn't really have TV. I had like Channel 23, that was it on Saturdays, but yeah. I never grew up really liking him, but like I knew his impact because I have so many friends who all watch it, who've seen every episode. You see all the memes everywhere, like the smallest little like, reference to like the most common thing going on in Dragon Ball. But I can definitely relate with just a creator passing away and all this huge fandom that like is gonna miss him. Like when Robin Williams passed away, it's just like it's all of his characters he like had left behind. Yep. And yeah, it's just I can feel how hard it can hit, and it's just I feel for everyone who's missing him, and you just see it all on Twitter and everything. I think it's some soccer team. All the fans came into the game today with like the wig and the red glasses thing.
Yeah,
Real Madrid. Someone made up that the cartel is calling for a ceasefire because of his passing and just stuff like that. And it's just like, it's really great to see like the community just like all wrap around it and just like be there for everyone.
I mean, it's crazy. Like I remember like in elementary school and I was like eight or so. We would like, you'd be at the lunch table and people would literally trade the VHS of the Mexico versions because my buddies, a lot of them lived in Mexico, California. so it's not too far. A lot of their family would live back in Mexico, and when they would come over, they would bring over. So take in mind, that's 1998. So, we'd be there, and you didn't even know at the time what the Buu Saga was. Like, the Buu Saga wasn't in America yet. It wasn't to us. Like, it was in the manga, but it wasn't America aired yet. And they're like, oh yeah. And he would tell me all these things of like how Goten in Spanish would be like, oh, what's a carrot? And they go on with the Broly stuff, and I learned all of it through that. And then they'd give me the things, and I'd know it. And then I remember I'd watch it on channel 66 on Sunday nights in Japanese, and I had it all ahead of everybody, and it was just such a big impact in my life. Like, since I was 5 years old, I literally have been watching Dragon Ball Z. It's funny, like, my mom and them actually were like, are you okay? Because, I was pretty, besides being sick too, but I was pretty messed up for the last couple days, like, legit, like, messed up.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I've never met him. He doesn't know who I am, but it's that big of an impact where it was something I watched every day. I used to come home from wrestling practice every day and watch it. In high school, football practice every day, watched the Buu Saga. Like, it just grew with me. Like, and it's sad that, he was sick for a year. And what's sad is when he came out with Daima, he was so excited for it because Goku was his child and people were hating it.
Yeah.
And now hopefully everybody's going to love it together. But there's going to be haters. There was some guy who said, I'm so sick and tired of seeing Dragon Ball Z on my timeline. He wasn't even that good. Do you know that person got bullied so bad they changed their name and they left Twitter? Like, they were bullied so bad. And I don't ever push bullying. Never. But
Never.
to disrespect somebody and then just to get flamed by all of North America is crazy to me. So yeah, it has an impact on everybody. Soccer teams, they have the big flags of it everywhere. Like, Mexico actually got cease and desist from Japan for streaming the Tournament of Power. I remember every Sunday we turned into the Tournament of Power, and it was on Crunchyroll wasn't there yet. Crunchyroll started to it, but it was like a Japanese network on Twitter. And I watch it with like Herms and all the big guys, Geekdom 101. Pretty much they would all tune into the same thing. We'd all watch it in Japanese, and then a couple hours later it would come out in sub. And then, it was just crazy. Like, crazy moments. Like, I didn't even know those guys. I just knew that's what they used. So we all watched it together. And everybody in the world watched it together. It was just a great thing. Yeah. But that's all I want to say. I probably will get emotional, so I don't really want to go into more about that. It just makes me hurt to my stomach.
Rest in peace, Akira.
But
love you.
quickly round
Love
up.
you, Casey. Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you take over, Casey, because I'm not more about these than I do.
Yeah, so we got a decent amount of news. Some good stuff for basic fans of some. I don't know why I said that, but anyways. So we got House of Dragons Season 2, Boys Season 4, and The Bear Season 3, all coming out in June, looking to be pretty stacked. Yeah. So I'm pretty hyped for that. Some horror news for the next few things. The Maxxxine, it's part of that X trilogy. It got its release date July 5th, so I'm pretty excited for that. Halloween is getting another reboot-esque kind of thing. Yeah. It's gonna be getting a TV show. I think it's through Peacock. I could be wrong. But they're gonna be rebooting it again, but it takes place after the first movie, so it's another timeline. I don't know how to feel about that. I just give it to A24. Just give it to someone else and let them make something new instead of running with the first movie again.
Well, who was who had the rights? Who was the original?
Blumhouse did the last 3 movies. They got to borrow the rights.
And then who was the original though? Like, because I know it was Blumhouse, and then somebody took it. They were in court arguing something about a Camp Crystal Lake story too.
No, that's Friday the 13th. I can explain that one.
Okay.
I think there's so many going on right now that it's just,
the Friday the 13th one is. They were fighting over Friday the 13th was its own thing with the mom. Jason Voorhees is its own character. And a writer owns the right to Jason Voorhees. That's why they're making the Camp Crystal Lake show without Jason Voorhees.
Okay, so they can go... Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
That's another Peacock show coming out, which I have no faith in because it's Peacock. But,
yeah, true.
Continuing on.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys are Final Destination fans.
I've watched them, but I don't know.
Yes, so they're
I've never seen a single one.
Oh, dude, you will cry. You might want to cover your ears.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're making a 6th one, bit of a reboot. It's called Bloodlines.
Okay.
Basically, from what I heard, I think 3C talked about it. They're gonna be. Normally it's a people survive a plane crash. They're supposed to die because the kid had a premonition.
Yeah.
And then death kills them off one by one. Now it's gonna be someone was supposed to die in the past. They didn't. And then they had kids, their kids had kids, their kids had kids, their kids had kids.
Okay.
And now this death is going down the bloodline to get to the final kids.
Okay.
So if you guys have ever seen Supernatural,
Yes.
there's an episode of Supernatural where someone goes back and stops the Titanic from sinking.
Okay.
And then a bunch of people start dying and they figure out it's because of fate. So it's gonna be kind of like that. I'm kind of big hype for it. The directors love the movie. They had a great meeting call with the whoever's running the movie of you can look it up. They set up a video to set up some fake deaths during their interview.
Okay.
And stuff like that.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, so I'm pretty hyped with the direction they're going with that. And yeah, I love Final Destination. It's one of the movies I grew up with. You guys, you might have seen a clip from the second one where they're on a road and this trailer carrying logs comes undone.
Yes.
So anytime I'm driving behind a trailer, I have to change lanes because of that.
Yep.
But that rounds it up for the horror kind of stuff. Just kind of recap of with Dune 2 going on right now.
Okay.
It's rocking at 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. So Dune 3, Dune Messiah is going to happen, no doubt about it.
Question for you, real quick,
Yeah.
just for you guys. So because I haven't seen and I haven't seen any of them yet, and I will eventually, but I'm biased because I like Star Wars, and people love it and are talking about Star Wars, so I don't kind of want to watch it. If honest opinion, comparing it to Star Wars, what are you saying? I don't care. Once again, you have your own opinions. If you were being honest and saying, is it better or is it hyped up to that point?
Well, they are not the same at all. Definitely, there's some inspiration there, but Star Wars is in a category of its own, right? Star Wars is like the benchmark of what other science fiction, outer space, space operas are, right? And Dune 2 is in a different category of its own. I think Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Josh Brolin, that whole cast, they made that movie great. I loved Dune Part 2. And honestly, Chad, I think you would too. If you put all the bias for Star Wars to the side and just enjoy Dune as its own movie, my God, Casey, when he rode the worm for the first time, my entire theater was shaking. Very, very good. I give it a 10 out of 10. Truly. There we go.
The only problem I have with it is okay, so for me personally, I can't watch a movie if a movie's boring. And when I say that, I mean if there's a lot of world development where it's the whole movie, like I've heard the first one is, you're going to lose me right there, because I heard the first one is really boring. My buddy read all the books. My buddy used to come into work and read the book and said the books were amazing. But then he saw the movie when it came out. He said, Chad, you will not be able to sit through this. And I said, are you sure? He said, dude, I promise you, you will not be able to sit through this movie. And everybody I know says one is terrible. Not that it's a bad movie, that it is
boring.
Slow.
It's setting up the second one. It's not world building. It sets up the world, but it's more of just setting up here's this faction of families, here's this faction of families.
See, I've never heard anybody say, A New Hope is slow. I've never heard that in my life. I don't even like New Hope compared to the rest of them. I like New Hope, but compared to the rest of them, but I've never heard anybody in their life say A New Hope is slow. A New Hope is boring. I
rewatched Dune 1 to get ready for it. It wasn't as slow as I remembered, I'll be honest. I was I'm this is way better the second time.
I mean, I'm definitely going to give it a chance.
I'll have to
it's similar to Star Wars in the aspect of not prophecy stuff, but Anakin went through all this stuff, so then Luke would become the light, bringing the Jedi back.
Exactly, Casey, exactly.
It's in the aspect of that. Did you see it, Neo, yet?
I haven't seen it. I saw half of the first. I tried to see. All right, so check it out. I tried watching it when it first came out on Max. I saw half of it, fell asleep, woke back up, tried it again, and I was like, I don't know, this may not be for me. But I hear Dune 2 is incredible, so I got to go see it. But I will say this. Nothing's really going to compare to Star Wars. I mean, not even Marvel really at its peak.
That's my problem too. Yep.
Star Wars is to me,
Star Wars
started
is
everything.
Yep. If you put me in a room and you say get rid of one, thered be no hesitation. As much as I love.
I agree.
But seen one and you haven't seen the other.
Anything. The only thing, I know this sounds super biased right now, but it's really not biased. If you know any of my family, if you know me personally, if somebody put me in a room and said, keep one thing, just one one media, whatever, I would throw everything besides Dragon Ball Z away, and I just would. I mean, it's literally on my hand. Like, there's not even a comparison. So, like, to me, like, if you're gonna sell me on this movie, it's got to be good because I want to see it. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna be honest with you. But if it's boring,
You
bro,
know, like the
I'm gonna
old
turn it off.
stuff, like the Knights of the Old Republic, that kind of like stuff where
yes.
it's like, it's that kind of vibe.
Oh, then I would like it probably. I'm gonna give it a chance.
Exactly.
But see, the thing is this: if I go into the movie theater right now, right, and I go see 2, do I have to see 1 first, or can I just YouTube like a quick little
YouTube it?
Yeah, you can YouTube it 100%. 100%.
About tomorrow morning when I'm driving to work, I'm thinking about just putting on like, since I have premium, I can just turn off my phone and have it like play in the background. I think I'm just gonna like listen to them talk about like a story
You can just do
breakdown
that.
of it. And be like, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah.
And then I get to work and I'm like, oh, cool, I know what it's about. And then see this because I want to see the second one like this week. I just didn't have time because I got sick, obviously.
Yeah.
But okay. And then you were gonna say, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Megamind, I think you were talking about.
Yeah, so little mirror action to Dune 2 Part 2's great scores. Megamine versus the Doom Syndicate got a whopping 0%.
0?
Yeah.
How many reviews?
Has a 0?
0.
How many
It's
reviews?
like a 4% for the audience.
How many reviews for the critics?
So like the serious one, 0. The audience, 4.
That's like that's like Meg. Remember Meg 2 came out and it got a 0?
Yeah.
And then the fans were like, no, it's gonna get to an 80 or whatever they sent it up.
No, it didn't. It's just bad.
That bad.
They didn't bring back Will Ferrell because like it didn't work out. And I'm like, why would you even make a sequel without him? I don't think Will Ferrell would have done
Aren't
it.
they making a third one?
Oh, yeah.
They're making it's a show.
Which is probably not going to happen anymore, to be completely honest.
No, it will. It's a streaming show. They don't. Kids watch it.
Okay.
It's on Peacock or something. No, Paramount Plus.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But continuing with the flop, Argyle, it's being pulled from theaters now, I believe.
What?
Yeah, I mean, like, or it's like finishing its run.
Henry Cavill, right?
Okay, so it generated 100 million at the box office. Guess how much the movie cost?
200.
200 million.
200 million. I don't think that looks good for Matthew Vaughn. Because he had like 3 more movies planned after this for it that are supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Including like Kingsman, just like Argyle related. And then I've been seeing like scenes on like Twitter and YouTube from it. I'm like, this looks like the most meh action movie ever, but I'll give it a chance when it comes to like streaming, you know?
Is that the Dua Lipa one?
Yes.
Isn't it?
And
Would you guys call me crazy if I saw that before Dune?
Did you really?
I know I want to, honestly.
Oh god. I heard like the twists are kind of good, but then like the action, like there's no like blood from like gunshots.
Oh
like,
boy, it's a pan.
Is it rated R?
It can be artistic, but like it just looks meh.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't. I'm getting very specific on my movies that I watch now. It's just getting to the point where like they're just throwing out trash. Like they're just at this point they just throw out. You can't sell me on Henry Cavill if the movie's trash, and I love Henry Cavill. Like he's like he's like my top 5 I'll support. But dude, I can't watch trash. Especially why are they doing singers now? Stop throwing in singers. Like I don't.
She's been getting into acting for a while.
She needs to go back into Trash Can and go over to her songs that she sings.
Well, with Argyle, there was like 40 million trailers I kept seeing like before every movie on TV. Kung Fu Panda 4 making a solid 58.3 million in its first weekend. Damn. And I saw like 3 trailers maybe for that. There was like 2 like spots from the movie and then like the one main trailer.
Yeah.
And like this made more money than the second and third, which surprises me just for how long it's been. And they're working on a 5th one possibly already, so that's pretty good for him. And it's Jack Black; he's one of the goats.
But the thing too is you gotta take in mind. Usually, animated films don't make nearly as much too, which is surprisingly that it literally made more than half of what it did in a weekend versus what that did the whole run. Which
exactly,
once again, it's still it's animated. It shouldn't have, if that makes sense. Like, there's no animated film that's done that besides like Mario or the Minions. Like,
and Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, but that's comic books. Like this is just like
for sure.
This is like
for sure.
Shrek came out, like
pure animation,
blow the wall,
original animation.
Yeah,
Shrek might be coming back.
Yeah, okay.
Shrek might be coming back.
I
heard that
they're rebooting Shrek.
Yeah, they're rebooting it with the same cast, I think.
Yeah.
Sad, but
I heard that
they could just make it a new book or whatever, you know, because like Shrek 1 opened up with a book.
Yeah.
Well,
that's good.
We'll see.
And then you want to dive into your trailers, right?
Yeah, so we got some trailer talk to do. So we watched some trailers before this. So I think Borderlands came out. The trailer did. I think that's like the most common one people will know.
Yeah.
You guys hadn't watched it. You guys seem pretty hyped for it, and you guys haven't played the games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been playing the games ever since I was like 13 when they first came out. All the DLCs. I have like a poster from the first game from my PS3 still.
Oh, jeez.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it's like I love the games to death. I've been hearing background stuff about it where it's like they screened it or whatever, and people did not like it. They did a bunch of reshoots, bunch of rewrites, and then I think the writer wanted his name taken off, so they did like a pseudonym name for it, I guess.
Oh, jeez.
And so I'm just hearing all this bad stuff. Some of the shots in it look really CGI and spotty to me, but it's a YouTube trailer, so. But then it's just the in-game stuff has got me hooked a bit, where it's like some of the guns are legit ripped from the game. The animals, the Skagzilla, possibly that's one of the creatures that appeared.
That giant thing that we saw.
Yep. Because there's regular Skags, which are like wild, like beast dogs, but like there's Skagzilla, which is like a boss. So if they actually call him that, I'll flip out in theaters. like Spider-Man popping up, you know.
Yeah.
And then there's like that flying bird thing. It's called a rack. Those things are so annoying.
Okay.
But I'm hyped for it. The cast is great. Possible post-credit scene for that movie will be Two-Face, or I forget it's going to sound bad, I'm forgetting his name, but Two-Face Jack, I think it is. Oh, Handsome Jack. Handsome Jack.
The guy with the hat on and he's got the 2 different color mask. Is it that one?
No.
No?
He just has like a fake face over his, because his face got like burned off or something, I think.
Okay.
But he's the villain of the second one.
Okay.
He will be the post-credit scene most likely, or otherwise it'll be another character from the games, like that you could play.
Yeah.
Because you're playing as this movie has Roland, which is from the first one, Lilith from the first one. Tino's in the second game, but you don't play as her.
Okay.
And then that guy, the big guy with the axe and the psycho mask, he's a DLC character from the second game.
Okay.
So they're kind of mixing and matching. It doesn't follow the first one as much, but we'll see.
I mean, it looks good. It definitely looks like I'm not even a fan of Guardians 2 or 3. I'm gonna stick with Guardians of the Galaxy 1, and then the rest are garbage to me. Definitely looks like a Guardians of the Galaxy kind of vibe. The first one, I really like the sounds, the colors, the noise, everything about it. It seemed fun. It definitely seemed like something I could turn my brain off to. Like I just watch and just have fun, learn it.
Exactly.
Not have to YouTube everything. Like I can learn it in the theater.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping it's not a Matrix 4 thing, because like the Matrix 4, if you guys remember, the trailer was unbelievable. It was such a good trailer, but the movie was just a big flop.
It got me to watch it day one, that trailer.
Right, it's so good. This trailer to me looks stellar. It looks really good.
I mean, I enjoyed it. Like for what it is, I never played the games. I like my best friend Bree. She loves the game. She's excited for it. She said from what she saw, like it looked about as faithful as it can get. But yeah, hearing the behind the scenes stuff is iffy. But hey, I'll sit down, I'll watch it, I'll take it for what it is. It looks like a very beautiful movie. Like the trailer looked beautiful. Yeah. Like I told you guys. So we'll see.
And then next one we watched was The Strangers. So if you guys, I think the original came out like 2007, I think, around that time. Okay. Then they made a sequel called The Strangers Come at Night. And now apparently they still really like the franchise, and they're making a prequel trilogy to the first movie. So take that for whatever it's worth. These three, we're gonna follow the main lead. I forget her name. She's a redhead. We're gonna follow her through all three movies, I believe, and it leads into the first one. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how that goes. The first trailer that looked pretty good. I think they showed a little too much, in my opinion. I hate when they give away all the good scares. Mm-hmm. But hopefully that means they got more that they haven't shown yet.
And it kind of seemed like the ending of that trailer was kind of the ending of the movie. Like before, like something's going to twist right there. Because like you said, if that main character is not going to die in this movie, then obviously she's probably going to get away. But yeah, I see what you're saying. I loved the first movie. Second movie was kind of trash in my opinion. It was more like a rush money grab. But I definitely, if they can develop the bad guys. That's my whole thing. Like, you don't have to do much. Don't give me their names, but just give me like how we saw when they rang the doorbell and there was a little kid. Like, give me like a little bit of the development of the characters, like why they're there. Not just, hey, I'm sitting in your house waiting for you to come downstairs so I can stab you. Give me a little bit of them, or like maybe like the town people are like, oh, so and so lived there and that was that kid, or and just build it up a little bit. Make him a weirdo.
Yeah, I think they'll do that with all 3 movies. I think, if I remember correctly, I'm going off memory, that it's supposed to be a bit of an origin of the strangers.
Okay.
Not like of who they are, but more of why.
Yeah, like what they're doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Is it kind of like a love story? Because like that's the kind of vibe I'm getting, like a twisted romance with the characters, like the killers.
No, the killers.
They just do. They literally. The first one is just they're like, "Why are you doing this to us?" And they're like, "Cause you were home," and that's all it is. And they just attack them.
Like
because they don't answer any questions of like why they like anything. They don't. The characters aren't just like talking to themselves.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. It's just what is going on.
You guys ever see Funny Games?
Fun and Games?
Funny Games.
I don't know what that is.
Really,
I have not. No.
Twisted movie. One of the most twisted movies I've ever seen. It's kind of similar to The Strangers, I suppose. It's a home invasion flick, but I won't give anything away. But it's just one of the most.
Is it on a streaming service?
It might be. It's the kind of movie you see once, you'll never forget it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, because it's.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good.
Yeah. I mean, like I was telling you guys, I'm not really a horror fan, but from what I saw, it stands out from like your typical horror film. Like, you got the same sort of things, but with a little twist. Like I was telling the guys, like I'm used to like Jason, Freddy, Chucky. So that's the type of horror movies that I'm attracted to. It's because the faces that you've seen all the time. Like everyone knows who Jason is, everyone knows who Freddy is. But something like this, especially considering that the first movie came out in 2007, this could be a good entry point for new fans. And yeah, from what I saw, it definitely stood out. The scares were decent. I was watching it, I'm like, oh. But yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was. Let's take it at that.
And the thing with that too, though, is like those movies, they don't age bad, at least in my opinion. I remember I went back and watched The Strangers again. It's not really CGI heavy, so it doesn't age bad. Like you can go back and you can watch it again. And just think of like if you rented an Airbnb and there was just people in the woods that wanted to kill you for no reason. That's literally what it is. Like they're just there because you were home. They saw your lights were on, so they're like, "Hey, we're gonna kill you for no absolute reason."
It's a simple premise that got executed well.
Yeah, just a very well-developed film. You don't learn anything about them. You don't really know who the main characters are either until like later, and then it's who cares.
Yeah. Plus, horror movies are cheap movies to make. Yeah. Right? We all hear that. Yeah. I don't know who quoted it, but like they said that exact same thing. Like a horror movie is a good, cheap movie to make. You put it out there. If it makes money, great. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Those are the type of movies that you can always put out constantly. So.
Anyways, and then for the last trailer, not so much as talking about the trailer, but the concept with it is the Godzilla Kong New Empire is like, are they putting out too much trailers? Because they keep they're starting to reveal like every single thing that's going to happen in the movie, and it's just like, regardless of leaks that I've seen or heard, I could tell you how the whole movie's probably going to go.
Oh yeah,
just from all the trailers.
Exactly. Yeah,
and like you can say that for like other movies and stuff like that, but it's just like. This one is just like they're kind of hiding stuff for a bit, and it's like I don't know if they're trying to use it to build hype, but it's just like some movies like I want to have surprises, like especially in these monster movies where it's like, oh, it'd be so cool if like a certain they're not called kaiju, but like whatever kind of monsters they are, just like for a new one to pop up that we haven't seen in a long time,
Wait, what are you talking about? Are you talking about Godzilla movies?
Yeah,
those aren't kaiju.
Or is it? Oh, okay. I was thinking of like, yeah. I was thinking like
the term for like a giant monster. It's just like,
okay.
It's what Godzilla.
Yeah. I thought kaiju was the things in.
I was like, oh, okay.
I was thinking like the things in Pacific Rim. I'm like, I thought it was just for them. But,
no. Yeah. Kaiju is the actual term for like.
Yeah, for sure. Monster. Yeah, like I want some kaiju's to pop up that we don't see in the trailer, just for the people who go to see the movie.
Well, that's why that one character. Well, who cares? We're on here. Shimo is a made up kaiju for. Monsterverse, like she's not.
Yeah.
Like I mean, this is another series that I've watched since I was 4. Like I can go to my mom's house and I have every single toy. Like they were like, big, push the button. Like they did. Shimo. They're doing Titania's Doug, which is in the last one. The little thing that eats he looks like Godzilla. He ate that bug when Kong was in Middle Earth. There's a lot of characters that are doing that too. That's why Mothra looked different now. Which once again, they showed Mothra in the trailer, and then. They showed Scar King losing, and they showed Shimo appearing. And the problem, though, with these films, Monsterverse films, they're not created by Legendary. They're distributed by Legendary.
Yes.
So the problem is I feel like what's the problem is they're getting stuff and they're not like, I don't know if they're not allowed to edit it in front of or what, or they don't expect people to pause and go through trailers. The YouTube is kind of ruining the sense of movies. It's not really the studios in a sense. It's more of like us who break down every little segment. You know that there's people that watch in 0.25. Like there's channels dedicated to 0.25. Like
exactly. Yeah.
It sucks, but at the same time, it's almost like the only way I could think of them doing something, and I hope they would never do this. They'd have to strike everybody who reviews trailers. That's the only way. So YouTube would catch you as you're editing a trailer.
Now,
but it shouldn't be that way. It should be up to the people.
We're the problem, though, is what I'm saying. Like it shouldn't be that way, but we are the literal problem.
No, but hear me out. This is what they should be doing. The people that break down the trailers, they should know, or like the studio should tell them, hey, keep this out, leave this as a surprise, give the audience the bare bones, what they need to know, with some excitement, with a little bit of tease, because like at the end of the day, people like you, Chad, like say if you're going to break down a trailer and look at everything, you're going to notice that stuff because you've been a fan for such a long time, but they need to make sure that outside of the hardcore fan base, that the general audience isn't taking too much away. So, yeah, you could blame it on the YouTubers, but then again, it comes from the studio who's telling the people that are breaking down the trailers, so on and so forth.
I think it's the leak community, though, because something that people pointed out, like, I'm really good friends with Wars 2, whether or not he watches this or not.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this the other day, a while ago. We DM back and forth every day. And pretty much something that he said is, it's funny, you watch a lot of these TikTokers and YouTubers, and they never in their life have done Godzilla stuff or any of those kind of things, and all of a sudden they're watching a trailer and they're like, oh my god, it's Shimu. Like, where did you learn that? Like, it's leaks, it gets passed down because everybody follows My Time to Lie and all these people, and it just spreads down, and then people are like, well, I'm gonna react to this trailer because I'm gonna get a lot of views. And the thing is, stuff really spreads because people just want views. They don't even care. Yeah. I've seen so many things where people have millions of subscribers and they try to do a Marvel video and they can't even say a name right. It's just for views. And like I said,
like you with Lue.
Yeah, exactly his name. But it's crazy because like I can tell you the entire movie from start to finish. I've literally seen the entire plot leak, but I'm not. What's up?
So one main thing I have issue with the trailer is like Scar King is like the villain, I wish both full-length trailers that came out, I wish both of them would have just focused on him, make him seem like this big bad that Kong needs Godzilla to help him. Don't do the thing in the second trailer where he's fighting Scar and it's like showing him losing to Scar King, and then boom, here's like this hidden dragon in the tunnel that shoots an ice beam. Just don't include that at all. Leave that for the theater, because it's like, don't hype up there's another villain he's going to be fighting. Like, if the leaks happen, like they did with the toys and everything else, it's like, yeah, we know about it, and like we know that Scar King's not the main one, but it's just like, as a general public and what you're going to show us. Don't like, Well, that's just like, that's their movie.
You also don't put a trailer where the villain's getting beat up.
Yeah.
Like, why are you have him getting passed around like a racquetball? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense, because it's like, if in the first trailer, he was mollywopping King Kong, and then it's like, okay, well, now you have Godzilla and Kong beating him around. You should not, because Godzilla has like, I think they said like 15 minutes of screen time. Like,
I think there's 60 minutes of screen time for all monsters.
Yeah, together. But like each one has a separate time they did. They did Kong, Shimo, Suku, Scar King, and Godzilla. And then you gotta include Mothra. You gotta include some lizard. I can't remember his name. He's in the water. A spider.
Ghidorah's not in it, right?
No. You'll learn about Ghidorah in that film and how he was frozen. But stuff like that. Like, like there's a book. Okay, why are you releasing a prequel book before the movie comes out? Why? That's stupid. There's literally a scene where King Kong walks up to a cave wall and looks around, and it shows Godzilla, and it shows Ghidorah, and then it shows Godzilla, and it shows King Kong, and then it shows Shimo and Ghidorah. I'm like, I wonder what happens there. I wonder how that ends.
Yeah.
I feel like the thing is that because it was such a huge movie with Max,
Yeah.
that they want to bring everyone back. So they're really throwing out these trailers. They might be throwing little tidbits in there to just get people excited again, so that they come back.
Well, the problem is this: Godzilla's gonna sell no matter what. Godzilla is an IP that sells. It does. It's. I mean, there's a place down here called Little Japan in LA, and all they sell. Oh, duh, you're in LA. And all they sell is Godzilla figures and Gundam wings and Pokemon. And dude, I remember going there and I see the Godzilla head that the actors wore, and it's like $15,000. Like Godzilla sells, like, I mean, they have to pay a lot of money to even use Godzilla. Godzilla can't die. These characters can't die. You can kill King Kong, you can't kill Godzilla. So,
look at Godzilla -1. Perfect example.
but that's also from Japan.
Yeah, no, but still, the point is that Godzilla sells. Even if it's a low-budget movie, Godzilla continuously sells.
Oh, yeah, well, no matter what.
So you know that regardless, with that name on there, people are going to come out.
Yeah.
Leaks regardless.
The problem is they just need to cut down a little bit on the leakers. I think the whole selling leaks for money and stuff and all this bullshit.
That's dirty.
Can we get some toast?
How do you not catch somebody selling leaks? They literally have concept art and stuff. How do you not catch them by now? Anyways,
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't need to tag on. Rumor mill and leaks. So this one came out today, actually. Lindsay Lohan being casted in Marvel, possibly, and essentially they said a Vixen character, right? I think it was Vixen.
Yeah. Vixen superhero.
Who are we thinking?
Mystique. I think they're going for X-Men. That's like the big one right now.
Okay.
So I feel like she could be Mystique.
Okay.
Because of the red hair, we were talking about this earlier. Jean Grey, she could possibly be Emma Frost. But my question for you, Chad, actually, is say they are casting X-Men, right? Hypothetically. If their movies are so far out, right? Like the rebooted Marvel X-Men, why would they be casting them early?
Well, the problem is this. If you think about it, their scripts their contracts are to 2026. We don't
25.
I thought it was 26. Oh, 25?
25.
Okay, well, what's next year?
Fantastic Four.
2025.
Okay, yeah.
So for all we know,
is it through 25?
I thought it was to the end of 25. So we know, they could bring in all these people to be X-Men or be different characters from different universes and have them in Secret Wars. Because in my honest opinion, if you're going to bring in all these characters from the same freaking universe, that's stupid to me. That is dumb, and it's such a... Like you got to think in mind, the Fox universe and the Sony universe are essentially in the same kind of bubble.
Purgatory.
I mean, yeah, because Spider-Man is kind of in the same with the Fantastic Four, who's kind of in the same with the Hulk, who's in the same... They were all mentioned, deleted scenes, cuts, books. They're all kind of there. So, like, if they're just going to bring in 3 universes when time runs out and all these other... There's universes being colliding, destroying, and then, like, the fact that only one set of characters are going to be on Battleworld is dumb to me. Like, have multiple of the same characters. Have them fight each other. They want a prize. I don't think I'm gonna say it, I don't care. I don't think Hickman's run is better because there's no end goal. God Doom is just God Doom. But if you had everybody against everybody, it makes more sense. Multiple Spider-Man, multiple X-Men, multiple Fantastic Four, they'd all be fighting to have their world survive, to have that wish, to have that prize. Where, Dr. Doom comes in randomly and steals this, and then, ta-da, nobody really wins, and Reed Richards makes the worlds again. Cool, but, like, I don't know. To me, Hickman's run has a weak ending, has an amazing story, but has a very weak ending, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But...
It made sense to me, but that's just me.
Yeah, but anyways, if I would cast Lindsay Lohan, honestly, I would... Honestly, I might do Emma Frost. Obviously, change the hair because she needs blonde hair. But or Jean, because like everything that Jean does, she's not a main focus. She's not necessarily been an amazing actress, no matter who they've used. I don't care. I hate Sophie Turner. Just her role is very bleh. Like
And Jean Grey doesn't do much like action, does she?
Yeah, well, I mean, unless she becomes the
The
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
But I mean,
Right.
besides
Yeah.
that, like, who cares? Like, we don't know how long we're gonna have her. You know what I mean? Like, she could be from another universe.
Yeah. If
That's what I'm
if
thinking.
Lindsay Lohan is here to stay or whatever for it, I personally don't see them like for the type of caliber actor Lindsay Lohan is. I would say like she's more famous for her movies from the past than the things she's recently done. You know,
Yep.
and I'm
Yeah,
not trying to clown on like anything she's done recently or anything, but it's just like I don't see them, especially with Jonathan Majors, just with giving a big character of Mystique or Jean Grey to Lindsay Lohan, where it's like I could see them giving her a character where she pops up a good amount, but she's like not the focal point.
Yeah,
She might be
definitely
a good point.
like a side character, definitely. Kind of like
Yeah,
But like I will say, like if she can have her play someone who's good with intimidating, because like she has like that quiet, raspy voice a little bit, you know,
Yep.
where it's like I could
Yeah.
see her like persuading people and like doing bad things or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Mystique.
Who would you cast?
Sneaky snack.
I'm not too big with the X-Men characters off the bat. I don't know, someone who can do like who is the villain in not the one before Logan? Which one was that?
Are you saying Dark Phoenix?
For that? No, the three Wolverine movies.
The Wolverine.
Yeah, the Wolverine. How there's that girl with the poison powers.
Viper?
Oh
I
yeah,
feel like
Viper.
someone like Viper, where she can get close and personal with someone, and she can like trick them with like and use poison. Some character like that. That's what I kind of see here, just like the stuff I've seen.
See, that's
Like
why.
a
That's
medium tier
mine.
villain.
See, that's why I would like her as Emma Frost. And hear me out. Hear me out.
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
So
Okay, so Emma Frost is Scott Summers' love interest, which is Cyclops.
Mhm.
So Emma Frost kind of goes back and forth because there's Jean Grey and then there's Emma Frost. Emma Frost is she's very powerful. Let's put it that way. She can ice up and she's a strong character. She's in the first Wolverine movie, X-Men Origins. She's the girl.
Yeah.
the one that goes like all crystally.
Yeah, she's the girl's sister.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. See a character
Was
like that,
she
I
in
can see her doing that.
So I want her.
Was Emma Frost in First Class?
First class. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
So
Was
my
she a
whole-
bad guy with Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, she was part of the Hellfire Gala.
Yep.
So what I want her to do is kind of like this thing. So later on in X-Men, Scott kind of gets like, I should be in charge. Charles, you're wrong. You know, you're dumb. You don't know how to save the... Kind of becomes Magneto. And what I want him to do is I want Scott to essentially kill off Xavier like he does. He kills him. I want Emma Frost to kind of be like in his ear constantly. Like
That's what I'm saying.
Like
That's
kind of
what I'm
like
saying.
you should be in charge. No, this is your, Charles doesn't know what he wants with the X-Men. He's going to get them all killed. You're right, Scott. And then kind of like have him have a freak out and just boom, kill him. And then her kind of like just be
That's
in
good.
the shadows. Like she's just like an
That's
off
good.
kind of like how Death kind of, I don't know.
Influences Thanos.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know the word.
Yeah.
you want me
Or
to use
drives
for
him.
that. Yeah, like pretty much teaches him
Yeah.
about death and killing his mom and all that kind of stuff.
I will say,
Yeah.
regardless of what she plays, I'm glad she's getting her comeback a bit. Like she's been coming back for the last few years, but it's like get her into a good staple
Yeah.
MCU movie. She's earned
Yeah.
it.
She's not Amanda.
Yeah.
All the paparazzi and all that crap just did her way too dirty.
How credible is the scoop?
I mean, I don't know. Apparently,
Us magazine, like they don't really throw around lies like that. Like it's like People magazine, like it's been around
Okay.
for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been
Okay.
around a long
So-
time.
So this is like big time.
It's a credible. If she was playing a huge character, I don't think this would have leaked. Is why.
Yeah, it's
So-
possible,
Okay,
like they
good
were probably
point.
walking around and probably asked her a question or something. She probably just kind of said like,
She didn't think it was a big deal to say anything.
yeah, or they were like, oh, have you ever thought of being in Marvel or something stupid.
And
Yeah,
they
yeah.
for sure cast her as a character. It's not like negotiations. Like they're
No, she's in
actually
talks to be part of the universe.
Yeah.
in
it's in
talks.
talks.
Okay. Well,
Mhm.
But I don't think
we'll see
usually-
what comes of that.
yeah, the problem now is with the whole money thing, but whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
that's another.
I don't think
thing.
she's gonna.
But
do
then
anything
again,
much.
with the stuff that she's been through, her price wouldn't be that big.
I don't know if everybody seems to be throwing around Robert Downey Jr.'s money that they want. So
That's a big
Well,
check.
who was throwing around Robert Downey Jr.'s number?
Adam
Emma Stone.
Driver, Cillian
Well,
Murphy, Emma Stone.
They deserve that. They deserve that money.
Maybe
They deserve it.
See, this is where I say no and yes, because this is the thing. An actor can be good in one role. A director can be good in another role. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be good in another role. So, and I use this as an example. Dave Bautista. I don't
Good
like
one.
Drax at all. I think his Drax is terrible. I don't think it suits anything like the comics, but it still was a good Drax. Dave Bautista's films are dog piss. There is not a single film you can name me where he is good. He is not.
Blade Runner 2049.
No, I'm sorry.
Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2.
He just plays.
Thank you.
I don't know. I can't stand him. He just bugs me. It's like
What was it? The babysitter one, where he's like a CIA agent.
I was gonna say Tooth Fairy. That's The Rock, but I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it's similar to that.
But it's like not every actor can be good at everything. Like they're just not like okay. Hayden Christensen,
Yeah,
Anakin Skywalker, everything else. Like Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, decent in other things, but still not to that point. Like I feel like the role depends. The actor. Look at Brie Larson.
yes, 100%.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't like her
That's
as
a good
Captain
point.
Marvel, but in
She has an Oscar.
Trainwreck, she's good.
Yeah, she has an Oscar, and she's pissing Captain Marvel. It's not her fault. It's written terrible, but at the same time, the role's not going to fit everybody. I think honestly, Robert Downey Jr. got lucky with Tony Stark because it's just kind of him. But
Well, he did save Marvel. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I
What were you saying?
mean, Blade saved Marvel, but he saved the MCU. I would say.
Well, Marvel
I'd say
was
he
in
started
debt
the MCU.
with Merrill Lynch, so when they gave him that check, they didn't want him to come into the Marvel universe anyway. So they originally paid him $500,000, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Terrence
it was
Howard
low.
got 10,
Yeah,
and the movie was such a mega hit that they're like, "Hey, you can have whatever you want."
yeah, and then they doubled him, and then they lowered Howard.
I was
R.I.P.
I see what you
But,
say,
like, I
but-
think
He
it
ain't
just
dead, he's just
depends,
gone.
Like, let's be real. The difference between Thanos and Cable are like this too.
yeah.
Oh
For
yeah.
Josh Brolin.
Well, two different companies.
Yeah, but I'm just
Fox,
saying in general,
Disney,
like
yeah.
like how they put out the character. Like Hugh Jackman is great Wolverine, but I don't know. I don't watch any of his other movies, so I don't really know. So
you
like to
gotta.
me,
He's,
like
he's a good actor.
Greatest Showman?
no, I don't watch singing movies.
I
So-
don't watch
Swordfish.
Goodness,
You
gentlemen.
got me effed up if you think I'm watching something like that.
He was in
Prisoners.
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 No idea what that
Yes.
is.
Oh, gas.
But my whole point is, yeah, it just depends on the actor for the role, not the actor for every movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to interject. It depends on a good script. Plain and
That's it.
simple.
Not
There's
If you
necessarily.
get a good actor and a good script, that's it.
So you think that Attack of the Clones is good?
Ooh.
What? That was a good script?
You think that was a good script?
Like, no. Like,
You
what am I
think-
saying?
you
Like,
think-
if you.
Do you think Attack of the Clones? Because I'm just.
Well, I like Attack of the Clones more than most.
So do I. No, so do I. But I'm just asking because from a general perspective, do you like the Phantom Menace?
Yes.
I do.
You do?
I love that one, actually.
I do
We're gonna
like the
have to
Phantom
talk about
Menace.
that one after this one because that's a piss of a movie. That's
I gotta say,
Yeah.
prequel over the originals.
Oh no!
I'm-
Me too.
Yeah.
I paid $350 to meet Hayden Christensen. Like, trust me, I know.
Oh,
Last Jedi.
No,
Luke Skywalker.
No.
Absolutely not.
Okay,
is that 9?
that's Mark 8, but that's Mark Hamill, right?
Yeah.
So you would say he was bad in that movie?
No.
Yes.
I would too.
The
Well,
character is
well,
bad. The character is bad.
I
not
think the way
acting.
he was written was bad.
But
Mark
that-
Hamill was
But
He
I
was
he was
great.
given the best. Like,
I think Luke was.
with what he was given, he did a decent job.
No, I think it was.
He was given, but worked with.
I don't know. I think it was piss regardless. But my point is,
I don't think he
it
wanted to
depends.
do it.
But it also depends on the actor because you could have a terrible movie and you could be the best actor. Jonathan Majors, Quantumania. The only thing people said was good about Quantumania was Jonathan Majors. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was that not what was everywhere?
Yeah.
Right? And Quantumania was piss with what people said. I think it depends on the actor. The ability
Yeah.
to sell the role. Because I feel like people toot Ian McKellen for Magneto, but then you put him against Michael Fassbender, and it's a different story to me. So
For sure.
I just think stuff like
Yeah.
that. But
So, Chad, what are you
I hear what you're saying.
yeah, what's up?
What are you hearing about the new Alien movie, Romulus?
So my boy
I'm excited.
V Scooper. So I mean, he's literally, you can go check all his tweets. He has a thing that he kind of like I do. He pings everything to the point. He showed me Ultron. Oh my god, I'm butchering so bad. Is it Ultron from Transformers?
Unicron?
There you go.
Unicron.
Before the movie came out, he showed me the pictures of the literal scene of it coming out. Like He drew it. Like crazy. Like he just knows every Coyote and Acme. I had that a year before. Like he showed me stuff, talked about it. Alien Romulus pretty much is a. I don't know which one it takes place. My eye. Sorry. I don't know if it takes place between 2 or 3 or what. Essentially, what it is it's just a huge buildup for the Aliens film. Let me pull it on my phone. I don't.
So it's not dealing with the Prometheus and the other one.
From what
Covenant.
from what I'm aware, that's
Covenant.
scrapped.
Yeah,
Completely cut.
thank
scrapped.
God.
Okay, so ready? Alien Romulus. A group of scavengers depart their home planet for an abandoned spaceship, aiming to steal equipment, unleashing baby xenomorphs and the fearsome xenomorph wave in a gory battle. More chest rips and stunning visuals, staying true to the franchise's essence with some twists. The Yutani spaceship contains several cryo chambers of xenomorphs. What purpose do they serve there? Many secrets and twists. Will show us up close a new planet with a gritty civilization, as well as the abandoned space station filled with face huggers and the perfect organism lurking around. Lots of suspense, gore, as well as action with tech and guns await.
I think it'll be good. Is Ridley doing it?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Might be producing. I could be wrong, but I feel like I heard Ridley talk about it. Is why.
I don't doubt it. I mean, after.
So I think Ridley shared a photo of like they had
yeah.
a face hugger with a thing that said like day 1 of shooting.
Yep, and it was the egg in the front.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember that. Dude, there's something in my eye.
I'm pretty hyped for it. I love Alien.
So do I. I
So
hated, what was the last one?
Covenant.
Who's this?
Covenant. Yep. Had what's his name? Yes.
Dude.
Oh, that made me cringe.
What was that movie? Like, I didn't care that he did that. It was just like, he was like, it was weird. I don't know. The whole, and the plot twist was obvious, and the alien looked terrible. Oh, one thing he did say, everything is, what's it called? What's that
Canon?
called? No, where it's real effects.
Practical?
Practical. There you go.
Yeah.
The alien
that's
will be-
cool.
The alien will be practical again.
Yes. I heard
Really?
people talking about that. Yeah.
Oh my
That's
god.
gonna be cool.
Yes.
That's gonna be
It
fun.
will-
They'll have someone in a costume.
Yeah, they're trying to stay away from the whole CGI because it doesn't look. I mean, go look at the last movie where it's like on top of the ship.
It doesn't work.
I mean, that's a step in the right direction for sure.
That's what helped it like become such a great movie too, is because like, yeah, it was scary in its own sense of like what's going on, but also it was just the realness, the practical effect was just so amazing and it scared you, you know?
Do you guys think
You
we'll see
think?
another? I'm sorry.
You go. You go.
I was saying, you guys think we'll see another AVP?
Well, they're already
No.
They're doing another Predator.
Oh wait, actually, yeah, maybe I forgot.
They're-
Predator's doing good now
They are
again.
they are doing Prey 2,
Yes.
which is supposed
Okay.
to be next year, and then they're doing Predator 4,
Another Predator movie.
which is supposed
Wow.
to, which is supposed to entangle around Danny Glover and
No way, Arnold.
just what I'm hearing. What I've heard before. So
It's supposed to involve characters around Danny Glover,
yeah,
like the New York storyline.
Concrete Jungle or whatever that's called.
Oh,
The second one.
I gotta
Oh, I
see
remember you saying that a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's gonna be
He
that's
just
gonna be
spits
crazy.
stuff at me every so often. So like I'll be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
what's up?" And he'll be like, "Hey, you want to hear about this?" And I'll be like, "Duh."
What was is it Sigourney Weaver?
Yeah,
I'm really
Ripley?
bad
Do you
with
Sigourney
think
Weaver?
she-
Oh,
Do
really?
you think she does anything with this new one?
Dude,
I don't
maybe
think
do
she
something
does.
with her. She's such a cool character to just kind of like, I don't know.
Well, she hates everyone involved with the producer wise of like the third one because she didn't want to come back, or the fourth one maybe, I can't remember.
Fourth one is where
And they like
revive her,
begged
right?
her to come back. They paid her like $20 million at the time, and it was the one at the jail where
So
like she's like
so
a
it's
clone.
Yeah, so it's a nasty alien that clones.
Yeah,
and
and it's just like, what
that
even
thing
is
grossed
this
me
movie?
out so bad. She like puts it in the vent or whatever, and she pushes the
Mhm.
button and it dies.
Like, it'd be cool if she does come back. Would love it. I want her to come back on her own terms. You know.
Tell me
For sure.
how.
Yeah, I agree.
Tell me how movies back then can make female characters great, but nowadays they're piss. Like
I think that's only for superhero movies, man.
I don't know, dude. I think Ripley is top 5 best female-driven characters.
Oh no, I agree. I agree. Trust me, I agree.
Like, name a good female. Laurie is horrible in the new Halloween. She is dog.
They just made her a crazy woman.
Yeah, and she like in that last one when she like was like putting him on the table and like killing him and stuff, and it's just so corny. I don't know. They just make stuff so dumb, but I don't know. Like I feel like you can't do a strong female character without it seeming woke. Is my point.
She was so much better in H2O.
That's
sad.
What's that?
Yeah, and I don't think that movie was good, H2O. But I think the way she was written and portrayed in H2O was way better than 2018 one.
I'll say what's her name? I don't know her name, but the girl from Prey. She's like that's a pretty good female.
Yeah, she's good.
Yes. H2O is that the Rob Zombie one?
No, that's right before
that. It was like the 20th anniversary of it, so they made called Halloween 20 H2O.
98.
Is that the one where she
LL Cool J's in it?
Oh, okay.
She beheads him at the end with the axe.
Is that the one where she shoots him with the gun? But that's the newer one. Oh, that's the Rob Zombie one where he shoots him in the pool.
I like that one, by the way.
I love those ones too. I can't stand the last one where Michael Myers is so weak he's fighting a teenager and gets beat up by a teenager. Like,
that bothers me. That bothered me so much.
That was a weird.
Well, it is a different timeline.
I know, but it's Michael Myers. Bro's like 7'4".
So what do we think about the show? That's a new thing.
It depends. Like, are they gonna make it just a strict like 10 episode thing, and it's just like it all follows each other, or is it gonna be like one thing happens one night and the next episode is another year later or something? Cool. Like, is it gonna be like an anthology where it's like Michael Myers pops out every Halloween, and like they could do it like where like the first episode's the second movie, the second episode's the fourth movie, you know?
They could definitely
like that.
So this goes back to the original, like not number 2, like the
first one, just one. For some reason, they don't want to touch 2,
and they're rewriting it.
It's just a new timeline. So the first one happened, and then it's a new timeline.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like the first timeline is 1 through 6, and then it's 1 through 6 or 1 through 4, and then it's H2O, and then it's Resurrection, and then it's Rob Zombie's own one. The new one where it's just 1, and then the new 3 that came out,
right?
And then this, whatever they want to call it.
Well, either way, I think it's exciting. You know, I'm gonna pull us into the Marvel last thing just because we are at 57 minutes. I'm gonna have to cut this down anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, canceled movies and shows by Scoopers, castings for Herbie for Fantastic Four, fan cast time, X-23 returning for Deadpool, what to expect from that. And okay, so I think what we'll do is I'm not going to worry about the canceled movies and whatnot because I could go on forever. Who do we want for Herbie?
All right, let me cook real quick.
Yep, go ahead.
Seth MacFarlane.
No, we need Bill Burr.
Okay.
Michael Cera or Bill Hader. I will take.
Those are all good too. Those are the
only ones I will take. If we don't see it, if it doesn't happen, I riot.
I like Bill Hader.
What about Jonah
That's
Hill?
a good one.
Who?
Jonah Hill.
Or Seth Rogen.
I don't need Seth Rogen. I don't need Seth Rogen as it. I got him as Donkey Kong. That's good enough.
Okay.
True.
I could see Jonah Hill would be good. Just him like complaining like how he does in like 21 and 22 Jump Street or like Superbad.
Yep.
But guys, pause. Imagine hearing Peter Griffin's freaking voice as Herbie.
Just switching like what's it called? Like a German has like accent, switching up accents all the time.
That would be so funny. Chad, who do you want?
I feel like Marvel's gonna go stupid and they're gonna use the word Herbie and make it a girl. I feel like it's gonna be
it's gonna be like HER is for her.
Watch it be Aquafina.
Stop! It's not going to be Aquafina, Chad.
I don't like
Stop!
it. I don't like it, but I feel like that's what it will be. It'll be something stupid.
Just don't put that energy into the world, and it won't happen.
It'll be Aquafina. It'll be Amy Schumer, or it'll be like.
They will not touch. They will not touch Amy Schumer.
Bro, could you imagine? Or like, who's also a not funny actress or comedian?
Chad, I love you, bro.
Dude, I can't stand Aquafina. My daughter in the car will put on the Scuttle song from Little Mermaid.
Well, hear me out.
My God.
What if Lindsay Lohan is Herbie?
My
A
God.
vixen?
I don't know.
Oh wait, no, Herbie's not a vixen superhero.
I mean,
She's like hella seductive.
Mhm. But yeah, I'm like it's either gonna be a hit or a miss with the Herbie thing. I feel.
I would have gone with Jack Black, but he's already doing Claptrap in Borderlands, so it's like,
Yeah, how many more animated things does
goddamn.
he want to be doing?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart's good. Kevin
Oh
Hart's
no,
good.
God, no.
Why? You think it's too cheesy?
He's too cheesy.
That is true.
Oh my god.
Have you been seeing the Shannon Sharp podcast interviews?
Unfortunately.
Everyone's been clowning Kevin Hart.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then last but not least,
why don't we get Cat Williams?
oh god, no. What do we think about the Spider-Man films coming back into theaters?
Raimi Trailer,
You know-
trailers all day.
I don't know if it's really going to lead to anything.
You don't
I know
think
you
so?
you mentioned like maybe it'll lead to whichever one does the more popular, they'll lean towards that to make another
Well, I
one.
don't think
But
necessarily. I do think something's happening though. I really,
that's something to think about though, for sure.
But like think about why would you do that? Like especially on a Monday, if you wanted money, you wouldn't put it on a Monday. They're all
But
Mondays.
Isn't it 100th
But bro, it's
anniversary?
Toby. It's
something?
Toby.
Yeah, but it's one day. Each one is one day the next week on a Monday.
Isn't it for like the 100th anniversary of Spider-Man? Right?
Of Columbia
Columbia
Pictures.
Pictures, 20th
Okay,
anniversary
yeah.
of Spider-Man 2, and then it's weird because it's every Monday in a row. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like hey, that's weird. Like why? Like there's got to be something to that. Like I wouldn't just.
Maybe it has something to do with their. Maybe it just has something to do with their scheduling.
How much
They don't want
money
to interfere with other movies.
But how much money you think you're gonna make on a Monday?
Are they staying like
No, it's one
longer
day.
than a week?
From what I believe,
Just one day.
It's one day.
I don't know. Maybe just make it like a limited kind of release where it's like the real fans will go to it, and if you get a ticket, you get a ticket. Drive up a fake market for it, Because let's say the first one's gonna sell pretty good, with Spider-Man 1, and that'll just create a domino effect going into each one, maybe. Because I'm gonna see the first one, in theaters. I'll probably see TASM 1 in theaters.
Damn,
And that'll be it for me. Because I remember
seen all
seeing the
them.
second
Bro's
and third
gonna
one
see
in
the- Bro's gonna
theaters.
see the worst
I hate
movie in
TASM
theaters.
2.
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh, you like 45 storylines being made and only
I
like 3 of
love
them actually
TASM
being
2.
touched on?
I hate TASM 1. I think TASM
Oh,
1...
dude, I love that we get to learn that Peter Parker's parents were spies and it didn't lead to anything.
I love that they have all
He's
these
got
powerful
coins
villains and they use a lizard. They say, hey,
Dude, Lizard's lit.
Lizard's so lame.
Have you seen like that comic strip where it's like Lizard, you could have turned all of these, you could have helped cure cancer with your technology. He goes, why would I do that? We're not gonna turn everyone into dinosaurs. Dude, that's so good.
So I mean,
Like, you don't need story.
but his whole purpose in No Way Home is to alley-oop Peter to Green Goblin. That's his only purpose. He literally goes in the building and he grabs him and he alley-oops him to him. That's it. That's his whole purpose. Like, I hate that character. I hate Captain Stacy. I hate the Lizard. It does have the best Stanley cameo. I will give you that. That is the greatest Stanley cameo of any movie.
Which one is that again? I forgot. It's been a while.
He's like-
library.
He's in the library.
Yeah, he's got the headphones.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like doing all the books and then like they're fighting back and forth. That's like, but like, dude, when I was in the theater, I remember sitting there and seeing Gwen hit the ground and just that whole scene.
Silent.
Dude, that scene was crazy. I mean, but then again, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to see Raimi's 1, 2, 3, TASM 2. Oh, do I really want to go see Tom Holland? No Way Home.
Yeah, I'm only seeing the Raimi trilogy, to be honest.
I'm seeing all of them. I'm gonna be completely honest. What I'm really excited for is that this is gonna be my first, because Chad, like I was telling you, I was 2 years old when the first Toby Spider-Man came out. So this is it's gonna hit really deep for me. It really is.
I remember
I'm
seeing
so
it
excited,
day
man.
one when you used to have to go in line and get your ticket. You didn't have Fandango. I remember Spider-Man 2. The only movie that was ever really hard to get, I think what actually started Fandango, was Pirates of the Caribbean 2.
Ooh,
3 days in a row, I could not get tickets. I remember you would go to the theater,
crazy.
you'd wait in line, and they'd be like, sorry, no tickets.
Did you guys ever sneak into a theater for like a different movie, for like an R-rated movie?
Yeah,
Alien
Freddy vs.
I did-
Jason.
Alien vs. Predator.
Nice. Project X,
Oh, okay.
when that came
Okay.
out. We lied. We said we bought Battleship, and it was like a 25-minute wait time difference.
I had a random stranger buy my whole group of tickets. They said they were.
Nice.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I'm their dad." We're like, "Oh, okay. We don't look anything like you, but thanks, dude."
I snuck into Planet of the Apes.
Ooh, that's a
Yeah.
So, are we thinking they're re-releasing these movies to gauge the reception that, hey, maybe greenlight of Spider-Man 4 or something? Because I've been hearing that.
Yeah, with the Raimi talk going on.
If they were
It's possible?
smart, they would make a TASM and they would make a Raimi movie, and they would make them back on their own world, and at the very end, they would end back up on Battleworld. That'd be the dream. They could pull them over. Like, but see, I don't like sounding like those fans because I hate that. I hate saying like that because they're all like, dude, the D writing is insane.
But let's be honest. The reason they're doing this is to make back the Madam Web money.
Yeah.
Guys, let's be honest.
Sony alone will. I guarantee you. Spider-Man 2 will sell out every single theater it's in. I almost would put $100 on it. Like,
oh no, I believe you. I
and that's
believe
gonna be
you.
Madam Web right there. Like, I don't think Sony needs to worry about money because Sony is like video games. Sony is entertainment. Sony is so big. Like, oh
Music.
no, I lost $100 million. Okay, how much did you make off of everything else?
Man, I still would have dropped it on a Friday. Monday's a hard one, you know?
They're telling me.
Yeah, it's hard to get the theater space on Fridays just for a solo movie like that.
But it's also.
Chad, do you think you can find out why they did that?
I mean, I can ask around. I can talk with a couple people I know.
They're just gonna say it's the 100th anniversary. They're gonna keep everything else mummed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can talk to some of the scoopers.
Yeah.
What's going on? Put some
My time to lie.
Yeah, dude, I can't stand my time.
Can we get some lies? No, can we get some toast that's been like on point, sort of?
He's she, whatever, is very good with animated for the most part. And I mean, but okay, so I learned something. My Time to Shine. I mean, I'm sorry, not My Time to Shine. Can we get some toast and Cryptic HD have the same source? So everything Can we get some toast had regarding Deadpool, I had at the exact same time. And no, it was not from Cryptic either. But I found out by showing Cryptic saying, "Hey, is this real? Is this real?" Cryptic confirmed the same thing. So technically, I know the same person that those two know. And it's not like they're just getting random people. There's certain people in this community that work at certain places and do certain things. So I'm learning slowly but surely. That's about it, I think. That's it for this adventure for the day.
How about one last thing? Something you're reading or watching that you want to give a shout out to force someone else to watch or read?
Okay. You want to go first since you brought it up?
Yeah. I in our group chat's been talking about it. Watch Shogun. The show slaps.
I've been watching it. It's so good.
It's only gonna be one season.
Good.
Yep, they're
So
leaving
it's
it on.
nice. 10 episodes.
Yep, they're leaving it
because
on
it's
a
off
cliffhanger.
I forget the artist's name. He has like 6 books out there. This is just one book. They're like, we liked how it ended. End point period. There's no hanging
I saw
cliffhanger.
That. Yep.
Recommend it. It's gory. It's got 6 samurai fighting.
Bro, it has the dude who plays Scorpion from Mortal Kombat and the guy.
That's what I was saying.
He's
Yes,
John Wick,
he's my favorite character. He's a sneaky little guy.
Yeah,
Oh, he's so good.
He's in John Wick.
But yeah,
he's amazing.
It's like it's Game of Thrones-esque. If you like Game of Thrones of like the first 5 seasons.
But you gotta be able to
That's
follow
my shout-out.
subtitles. People have to know. You have to be able to follow subtitles.
Dude, it's so good. Like
No,
they
I'm
actually do
fine.
some like really
That's all I
cool
listen
camera trickery stuff with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
So my
Gotta
God.
see that.
Okay.
For me, I've been going back watching some of the classic action movies. I'm a big Jet Li guy,
Okay.
so I just watched Kiss of the Dragon last night. Highly recommended. Unbelievable. Because it's one of those movies where it's like when you watch it, you're like, man, they don't make movies like this anymore.
That is very true.
You know?
Kung Pao.
Just because you said action, have you seen The Raid?
Oh, dude, I love Raid 1 and 2.
I watched it like last month. Oh, so
What
good.
is that?
Such a good movie, man. Oh, you gotta see it, bro.
Okay.
It's a fighting movie.
Okay, I'll check
One
it
of the
out.
best.
What about you, Louie? Got it right.
So reading, I've been doing all the Ultimate stuff, as you know. So Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Black Panther, Ultimate Invasion, Ultimate Universe.
I haven't
Been
started
loving that. Big fan of Hickman. Big fan of Peach Moko, who did what's it called, Ultimate X-Men.
This one.
I finished the Bear season 2. I'm excited for Bear season 3. Shogun is 10 out of 10, and I started Poor Things. I did not see Poor Things in theaters.
Yeah, I'll watch that tonight.
Yeah. Shout out the Oscars tonight.
Oh yeah,
boy, Oppenheimer's sweep, baby. Oppenheimer's sweep.
Okay, so I'm all gonna say 1, just because I feel like it's a good one to for anybody. If you have not seen at least one episode of Dragon Ball Z, in my honest opinion, I would recommend to like keep people interested at least. I'd recommend starting at the Tournament of Power. Just fun, just interesting, keep people going. Just do something like that. Watch one episode of Dragon Ball Z. I get it if you don't like Dragon Ball, but I feel like it's just so you can understand the animation, the heart into it, and I suggest sub. I don't watch dub on stuff. So to me, the actual fluent language and all that is better, in my opinion. It just grasps me better.
Yeah.
So gotcha.
If you don't want to watch it, that's fine. That's just my recommendation, because Dragon Ball Z was my baby.
Oh yeah,
is the GOAT.
The best.
But yeah, as always, I'll let Casey close it out because getting emotional.
Well, yeah. Thanks for everyone for pulling up today. I don't know how to do an outro, so. But yeah, thanks for pulling up. Hope everybody has a good rest of their week. Be happy, be productive. Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yes,
Have a
sir.
good one, guys.
Peace.
Have a good one.